Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon Morrell, and I am the Director of Youth Evangelization and Digital Ministry here at St. Thomas Aquinas and Our Lady Help of Christians. And I want to welcome y'all to, once again, this is called The Real Way. This is real stories of real people living in a real community, trying to serve Christ in a real way. And so today we have Mrs. Adriana Dorner.
Hi.
Say what's up, Adriana. That was the most awkward hi.
It's not on purpose.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Adri. Tell us about yourself and your connections to this community, how long you've been here, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I was born into this parish, baptized, communion, confirmation, all was done here. Mm-hmm. I was active in youth ministry. I did altar serving, I did ushering. I was in youth group from 7th grade all the way to 12th grade, participated in the ambassador program. I've basically done everything you could possibly do here, except for choir.
Ah, why not choir?
I'm not a singer.
We got to tell Jeremy to give you some singing lessons or something.
I don't know about all that.
So tell me about that. Okay, so I'm guessing started as altar server, if I remember correctly,
Yes.
right? So, yeah, walk me through that time, like you being an altar server, what got you connected, why did you start serving, all of that.
Well, my mom has always been very in love with the church. She goes every single day. She goes to noon mass every single day.
Hey, that's what's up. Shouts out to mom.
Yeah, shout out to mom. And, my brothers, I have 2 older brothers, and they were, before Father Dwayne came to this parish, it was Father Gopal that got my brothers into altar serving. Mm-hmm. And then once I finished my sacrament of communion, 3rd grade, I was able to be an altar server. So that's the first thing I did. Then.
So 3rd grade starts altar serving, 7th grade starts youth group.
Yes.
And then all the way through from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So, okay, yeah, keep walking me through that story, because that kept you around for 4 years in between even starting youth group. What was it? Was it just mom? Was it anything else that kept you attracted and coming back?
Well, I was also in CCD, religious education. Mm-hmm. So altar serving with my brothers, and then my older brothers were also in the youth group. My oldest brother is 5 years older than me. So when I was I would say 3rd grade, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. He was in 8th grade. So he was already in the youth group. And I would see what Father Dwayne was doing with the youth group. And I was like, I want to do that. Ah. So I was pestering him from when I was in 6th grade to just let me in early. And he never did. But as soon as I got into 7th grade, I was in that program.
Okay. Was it worth the wait?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Because, I really enjoyed myself. I made some very, very close friends through it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, my closest friends are here in the church.
Ooh, okay. So what have been some highlights throughout that time, right? Because, in total, that's what? 7th to 12th grade in of itself is 6 years. Then you got 3 years before that, so 9 years. And then now you got years on top of that afterwards. So, you an OG.
I already get jokes that I'm pushing 20 and I've just been here forever and I'm old, and this makes me feel old.
Nah, it's not. But, okay, so you said some of your best friends are here. What are some of the experiences and things that have kept you connected to this community as a whole?
Well, first things, that Dorney Park trip is one thing that definitely kept me as an altar server, because there were definitely those Sundays where I did not want to wake up and go. But that trip at the end of the year was like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, so that was an initial thing.
Yes.
Then what after that?
I enjoyed learning in religious ed. I had friends in religious education. I wanted to do confirmation to receive all my sacraments. A goal of mine, receive all my sacraments in this church. My plan is to get married here one day. But Dorney Park was one thing. Then I wanted to be an ambassador so badly, because my brothers went to the National Black Catholic Congress in Florida, and I was so mad I couldn't go, because Father Dwayne said I can go only if my mom went, and she was working. They went to Disney World. They had the time of their lives, and they're just rubbing it in my face. So I was like, you know what?
Shouts out to Big Brothers.
I'm gonna do better than them, and I did. I did it bigger because I went to Africa.
Hey. So, okay, you were an ambassador. Africa, for anybody that doesn't know, right? Because the goal of this thing is, again, these are real stories, real people, real community. So this is initially for our immediate community here at St. Thomas and Our Lady Help of Christians. But then there's people on the outside who stumble on the stuff, and this kind of gives them insights of, well, what's going on in this little parish community over there. So yeah, tell us about that, because that's a mission trip.
Yes.
So you've done a bunch of trips. We already named two of them, Dorney Park, and now this mission trip.
Yes.
So yeah, talk us through some of that stuff.
So one of the big parts of the ambassador program is volunteering our time, talents, and treasures to other people. Mm-hmm. So we're very heavy on community work and involvement. Mm-hmm. So Africa, we were at a school for special needs children, and we were painting murals with them and doing tie-dye with them. And we were in an orphanage helping out babies, feeding them, changing diapers, helping out the nurses, since it was six babies to one nurse, and that's a little overwhelming.
Yeah. So, okay, is that the only mission trip you've done?
Yes, because I've been to conferences out of state. I've been to California for NCYC, mm-hmm. and then I've been to the Light Conference in Grapevine, Texas.
So let's freeze for everybody. NCYC is the National Catholic Youth Conference. Right. Yeah, there you go. NCY, something like that.
Yeah.
Letters, alphabet. And then the Light Conference is what?
It's another conference in honor of Archbishop Lake, and it's basically just helping people grow in their faith again. That's what most of these are, honestly, right?
Right. So, okay, so you've named quite a few trips and a few outside experiences, right?
But what do I do here?
Well, we can get to that. But I was going to say, what do you think those outside things have done? Because I think, we're talking about community, and I think there's our immediate community, and then there's the community at large, right? So you've named a couple times these experiences with your community here, your friends and people that you've grown close. You got to experience this community at large. What has that done for you personally?
What has it done for me personally?
Yeah.
Well, for starters, all the community involvement is helping me narrow down what I want to do for my future, because I'm a very indecisive person. I've changed my major at least 3 times.
Okay.
But being here helped me realize that at the end of the day, I want to help people. So I'm I'm trying to decide between social work and psychology.
Okay.
And then also, wait, can we repeat the question?
Well, we're talking about what those experiences with the larger community have done for you personally in connecting to things. Like you've said already that that this is awaken a part that you feel the importance to serve people, right?
Yes.
By being connected to this. But is there anything else?
It's brought me closer to my faith, because I used to. I came to church, but I wasn't really listening to the words that were being spoken to me. But being here and finding a community that also so heavily emphasizes Christ being in your life and helping you, it's shown me what Christ's love can do for me and help other people.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the what you do for the least of others, you do unto me, right? That scripture verse. So, okay, so what is special specifically about St. Thomas Aquinas and Our Lady Help of Christians, do you think, in your own words?
Father Dwayne's emphasis on the youth and helping them, because the youth isn't the next generation, we are the now. So him putting all the effort to help build our community and give us opportunities to help us grow in our faith and do so many things that many other people in other parishes have never seen before is just inspirational.
Right, so you would say you feel support from the priests and from the pastoral staff.
Yes.
Okay, so talk me through some of that, right? Because one of the things I notice is, yes, it's Father Dwayne, but then it's also like it's the surrounding community. Oh, he's not a lone soldier just fighting for everybody.
No, definitely not.
Right. So yeah.
I mean, Miss Mary Cassandra with religious education, because before she was the director of religious education at DRE, she was my Sunday school teacher. One of the best teachers I have ever had, hands down.
Okay.
She's attentive to the youth. She listens. She tries to make it as interactive as possible. So we're not just there thinking, oh, this is boring. It's like textbook things. No, she really tries to engage us and bring real world experiences to it. And also rewards us with treats and everything like candies. Because, that gets a kid's attention.
Right. Okay. So you got Mary, you got Father.
We have you.
Okay, well, I'm new. I'm still brand new.
And you've done so much already just being here. Like, this podcast in itself, we do not see this normally. This is not a typical thing. You are bringing something outside of the box to our community.
I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Well, I think this is the community that embraces it, too.
Yes.
Because there are other times you can try and introduce something new, and that's rejected by that community.
Yeah. I feel like St. Thomas is very open to trying new things, which is something I also love. Because it's not the same run-of-the-mill church you'll see. There's life. There's really life brought into the church by the people who come in.
I like that. So I'm sure that there are a million different memories, right? If you can name, like, this was an impactful, you had them on the trip experiences, but maybe something here locally, right? Whether it was at Mass, whether there's a particular celebration that was had, what was something like here that, like, man, this really shaped, molded you, impacted you, etc.?
I'll say Christmas Mass, like Christmas midnight Mass, my favorite Mass of the year, because even though I haven't experienced it in another church, just being in St. Thomas, you really feel the presence because it starts off everything. Christmas Mass is the one that starts off in the dark. Or is that Easter?
You're talking about Easter Vigil.
Jeez, I messed up. Damn.
Well, yeah, no, Easter Vigil. So Easter Vigil is that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, let's talk to us about that.
Anyways, it starts off in the dark. Everyone has a candle. And first of all, it takes a lot of preparation to even get Easter. Because when I tell you that whole week, everyone was getting work so it could be the most perfect thing in the world.
Right. Well, Holy Week as a whole, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But just seeing it all come together when Mass was happening, even though it was kind of raining a bit, there was a few off things, but that didn't stop the celebration of what we were there for. I love Easter.
So what would you say? Okay, so I think we've already highlighted that there's an openness to try new things. There's an openness to new people. There's a connection between the local community and the church at large. If you could say, because again, the people that stumble onto this, again, will get to know you a little bit more. What is something that you feel like defines you? You've had all these experiences. Obviously, you've gotten rooted here, because you've been here for so long. Yeah. Now, actually, let's talk about what you're doing now, right? Because we completely went over that part. But yeah, like what has helped to define you through these experiences and being here in what you're doing now?
Let's refine that question a little bit more so I can give a clearer answer. So,
okay, well, let's start with the part of like, what are you doing now? Like, what's your connection? What are you in charge of?
I'm an ambassador alumni, and I'm the secretary of the Alumni Association.
Okay.
So I help coordinate events, bring former alumni together, just to expand. So the people who have been through the ambassador program, a lot of them, not a lot, but a good amount of them are at a place where they can share their time, talent, and treasures and give back to the community that helped them get to where they are. So just try to bring the people together now.
Okay. That's one part for the ambassadors. What else? 'Cause I know you. Yeah. What else?
I'm a junior lector. So when I'm scheduled, I speak at the masses. Still an altar server. I'm a part-time sacristan, so I help out with setting up for mass and everything. And I help out with youth ministry as a youth group leader-ish.
Yeah. So you basically plugged into everything. You're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, and also like you help with in the office
Oh, yeah.
and stuff, right?
Part-time
Yeah.
secretary.
Part-time everything.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so then, all right, this is your daily activity, right? Like, I mean, well, you're still in school, right?
Yeah.
So you're in school, you're like helping with the youth group, you're helping with the ambassador program, you're helping sacristan, you're helping in things. So like, a lot of your life is revolving around this community and space.
Yes.
So what is a big thing? Like, obviously people were seeing you and interacting with you. Maybe they seen you just lecture for a particular thing, or they seen you, altar serving for a particular thing, or they heard you answer the phone, right? What's something they don't know about Adriana that's so important with her and her life with Christ and being in this community?
I think that they should know that even though I'm very vocal and active here, I'm actually a very shy and reserved person outside. Like, being in this community for so long, I've come out of my shell, so I'm very comfortable here. But anywhere else, I'm not like this.
Well, why do you think that is?
Because not everyone is very open and receptive, and I'm not comfortable with being my true self around people. And this community has made me feel comfortable being myself.
Copy. So what would you say for you, and kind of in wrap up, because we've talked a lot about everything, and I hope you guys have gotten a chance to get to know Adriana a little bit better. When you get to see her, you can just be like, hey, what's up? Yeah, we're glad you could be yourself here. We want to help you being yourself here, right? But what would you say is like a real way takeaway, right? This is called the Real Way podcast, but what is something that you feel like is here, but you want to share with whoever may stumble onto this video at some point?
That's a good question.
It could be a nugget. It could be something that you already shared, but more in a tight way, whatever.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to phrase this. You are supposed to be the embodiment of Christ to those who have never met him before, so walk with love with everything you do.
Mic drop. Thank you, Adri. This, again, is the Real Way podcast, and we pray this story inspires you to go share Christ in a real way, to live with Christ, to just do things in a real way. Whether you're a part of our community, maybe there's a way you can get involved, and maybe you don't know how to. Next time you see Adriana, you'll be like, hey, how can I get involved, right? Or maybe you're somebody in the community at large, and you're like, man, how can I bring this to my local community? I just pray that you walk away with Christ and live walking with him in a real way. Thank you, guys. God bless. Peace.